Hello there, welcome to this Youthful Friday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson, your host. In today's magazine, you'll witness how some young people are empowered through job creation. Then girls from Dunoon Technical High School will tell you what it means to be a successful lady. Later, we have snippets of GIS staff interacting with students at New Day Primary and Junior High School's Girls' Day 2015. Sounds interesting? So stay with us. The magazine unfolds right now.
The National Water Commission (NWC) is now on a drive to rapidly fix leaks affecting the water distribution systems across the island. 2 leak hotlines have been established. Report leaks by calling 733-5655 and 733-5656. You may also send a text to 838-LEAK. That is 838-5325. Remember that a little effort will make a big difference. Be a leak detective. Conserve on water today.
Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith and this is your GIS News for Friday, July 17. The members of the National Partnership Council have reaffirmed their commitment to the partnership and to stick with government's economic reform program. At a retreat Thursday, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller told the members that Jamaica was working its way to growth.
We must double our resolve to strengthen the partnership approach and to act decisively on what we agree to do. As a partnership, we must also be realistic about the targets that we have set and be prepared to adjust them rather than abandon the program.
Guest speaker at the retreat, former Barbadian Prime Minister Owen Arthur, commended the social partnership model, saying it had proven effective for his country. To make it work, he said the partnership needed trust, consensus building and communication. The National Water Commission will be adding 3 wastewater treatment plants to its network. They will be built at Blackwood Gardens and De La Vega City in Spanish Town and Lionel Town in Clarendon. Cabinet recently gave approval for awarding the $4.9 million contract to Surrey Paving and Aggregate.
The scope of work includes design and construction to be carried out over an 11-month period, starting at the end of this month.
Financial support for the project is being provided by the Global Environment Fund, the United Nations Environment Program and the Inter-American Development Bank. Government will be introducing a new $1.38 million facial recognition system, FRS, at the Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency. The FRS will upgrade the current Jamaica passport issuance and control system, which was implemented in 2001. The aim is to better protect the identities of persons applying for passports.
With over 2 million machine-readable photographs in the database, the facial recognition system will reduce or eliminate problems of double identity and improve passport processing workflow.
Canadian Banknote Company, which provided the current system, has been awarded the contract to procure the new facial recognition system. A 3-year memorandum of understanding has been signed to give young people greater access to tap into the $150 billion global nutraceutical industry. The agreement is between the Jamaica 4-H clubs and the National Commission on Science and Technology, the NCST.
The country can derive, I believe, tremendous economic and social benefits from this sector, which is teeming with opportunity for large, small, medium and micro enterprises.
Under the MOU, the Jamaica 4-H clubs will make greenhouses and other land space available for growing plants with nutraceutical benefits.
The 4-H club is committing to provide technical resource training to design agricultural projects for the production of nutraceutical plants, to provide the expertise to develop and maintain these projects. And these projects will be across the island of Jamaica. And as I explained, in our school clubs, our training centers, in our church and our community clubs.
For its part, the National Commission on Science and Technology will educate the 4-H clubs on the principles and practices of the nutraceutical industry. The Commission will also help the 4-H with the development of business incubators to expand its offerings in nutraceuticals. And finally, the Ministry of Education is working with the police to quickly stem students' access to drugs and other harmful substances. Portfolio Minister Reverend Ronald Thwaites made the announcement in Parliament this week.
There is no place for ganja, for tobacco, or for any mind-altering or physically harming substances in the schools. None whatever. As a result, the Safe Schools team is developing a strategy to address this issue. And we also have to look very carefully at the issue of vending outside schools.
He said the ministry was looking at protocols and regulations to govern vendors whose stalls, he said, were often used to store weapons and illegal substances by students. Minister Thwaites was reacting to a National Council on Drug Abuse survey of 38 schools. It found that 50.4% of students said it was easy to get substances such as ganja, tobacco and alcohol in and around their school. The minister said government would soon be implementing a school campaign to inform students about the harmful effects of drug abuse.
We haven't yet mounted a program of public education in our schools. And I pledge, Mr. Speaker, and it is the mandate of the government, I know, for us to tarry no longer in that regard and make sure that the appropriate steps are taken.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
We want a productive Jamaica. We are not productive Jamaicans. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity is the way to go for all us Jamaicans. Small business, big business, old and young, we are tell every woman and man. We want growth and prosperity for a better nation with a building plan. So we can build our product and sell our product and put more money in our hand. Our economy can rise to a level and build a better nation. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity to move forward on this land. Productivity, that's the way to go, we should understand. Productivity.
Productivity, pathway to prosperity. A message brought to you by the Jamaica Productivity Center, a department of the Ministry of Labor and Social Security.
Government has endorsed numerous private sector initiatives that are geared towards empowering our youth. The Youth Upliftment Through Employment Youth Program is one of those initiatives. It continues to provide employment, internship and mentorship opportunities for hundreds of youth in vulnerable communities. Phase 2 of the program is underway, but take a look now at what happened in Phase 1.
I'm on job experience, and now doing that and getting a little experience of that, I can know what the working world is all about. So when I go out there, I can know what to do.
Each day we receive a stipend of $1,500, and I'm very grateful and thankful for that, because sometimes we don't have any money.
Providing support where support is needed. Andre and Chantel are only two of the hundreds of young persons who have benefited from a government-endorsed private sector-led initiative called Youth Upliftment Through Employment.
Youth was conceptualized as a private sector response to increasing levels of youth unemployment and unemployability within particularly vulnerable communities in Kingston and St. Andrew. We work with young persons aged 18 to 29 to guide them along the process of vocational skills training, literacy and numeracy upgrading, as well as facilitating internships and employment opportunities.
Youth has been around since 2011. While it's primarily driven by the private sector, critical government partnerships have been forged.
We have worked with the Jamaica Foundation for Lifelong Learning to facilitate the training of what we call our pre-skills program. So that's basic literacy and numeracy skills support. We have also worked with the National Works Agency as well as the National Youth Service in providing training for young persons in business administration as well as education. We have a particularly innovative construction skills program that we undertake with the support of the National Housing Trust, JEEP, as well as the Heart Trust NTA. And it is a one-year initiative that is designed to train young persons in construction skills, where young persons are currently engaged in classroom as well as on-the-job placement.
And participants testify to the impact it has had on their lives. Chantel and Andre are part of the Youth Build project, and they speak proudly of how much they've grown since their involvement with youth.
There's a lot of changes in my life, and I give thanks for a young man like me. Things that I usually do, I find myself stop doing it just because I have a youth and I'm going out now and trying to make it a better off for him.
I would like for the persons who started this program to continue it for the young generation, just the youths them out there in the garrison that don't hear the news, get the word spread to them, and give everybody a second chance, because everybody deserves a second chance, and I hope it continues. I don't want it here.
Youth organizers were very deliberate in their selection of participants, singling out the most vulnerable and most deserving for assistance.
The selection of the communities was very much guided by the community profiles produced by the Social Development Commission, as well as any data available on youth unemployment and unemployability, studies done by the World Bank, Inter-American Development Bank, etc. It was also guided by in-depth community consultations.
Besides providing job placement opportunities, the youth program also has an entrepreneurship component.
Our entrepreneurship program has two main components. One is the Junior Achievement Model, which we do in partnership with Junior Achievement Jamaica, where they train our young persons, guide them through the process of writing their business plan, going through product testing. We actually have a group now who are doing their semi-liquid seasoning. So they're working with the Scientific Research Council to actually get all the requisite sign-offs to get it into the market.
The second is an incubator-type initiative where support is provided for business opportunities within the private sector. Youth has yielded good results, and the program, which was initially intended to be a 2-year intervention, is already set to be expanded.
One of the larger mandates for youth was to challenge the whole notion of social exclusion and to tear down some of the concepts that we've had about inner city communities, and to provide a meaningful way of bringing young persons who have been traditionally excluded from the formal workspace and to kind of tear down some of those barriers. So there are plans afoot to continue that, and certainly for Youth Build, I know that a Cycle 2 is in the works.
If the program is to continue to achieve success, your help is needed. You can provide mentorship, internship opportunities, or permanent employment for qualified participants, or even donate funds to youth's work.
It's hard, but try and you'll make it. Believe you me.
Householders, business people, school administrators, be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET.
Family,
school,
church,
community,
all important agents of change in our society.
They influence what we think about ourselves, our surroundings, and how we see the roles of males and females.
Let's all work together for equality for all Jamaicans.
Let's make Jamaica a place where both males and females have equal access to a good education, good jobs, the best healthcare, and opportunities for the good of the country.
Males and females are different, but it doesn't mean they're not equal.
Let's build a Jamaica that doesn't discriminate. Become an agent of change.
The Dunoon Technical High School in Kingston recently held its annual Girls' Day event. At the end, many girls were empowered and motivated to become more beautiful, respectable, and successful young ladies. This is what they had to say.
No one can hold me down. Just watch me win this crown.
I am a beautiful young lady that believes in myself and can do anything that I want.
I am kind-hearted. I'm very determined
and I believe in myself. I am beautiful, intelligent, talented, and words cannot bring me down.
They spoke those words of affirmation at the first staging of their school's Girls' Day. Over 300 girls from the inner city-based school celebrated their femininity as they received the powerful message of self-love from successful women and men. The goal was simple: to turn these good girls into beautiful, successful ladies.
Because we realize that many of these young ladies have no role models. We find that in the communities they have to be living two different lives. You come to school, you're a model student, but when you go back home you have to blend in with your community. So we're trying to help them to find the balance between being a student, a potential youth and world leader, and exactly how you go about it.
I gotta believe in me, 'cause if I have self-esteem.
The first and most important thing is to exercise self-respect. You must learn to respect yourself.
Turn me away from the rise. I will.
A successful woman is a lady who is hardworking, persistent, diligent, beautiful both in and out, and don't give up no matter the circumstances.
Even though she had struggles, she managed to overcome it and become a successful woman.
A woman who is goal-oriented. A perfect example of a successful woman is the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
I am beautiful, no matter what they say.
She was told that she was worthless.
Unfortunately, all too often we hear girls being told this: you're nobody. Perhaps you're watching and you were told you weren't special, but you're not alone. In fact, one woman in the corporate world shared how she did not let the negative words spoken to her affect the woman she could and would become.
When I was a child growing up, I had two sisters, and for some reason they looked a little different from me. Both of them had what we call long hair, and they were lighter complexion, and some people thought they were prettier than me. Now, as a child, I remember my mother introducing all three of us, and when she got to me, she would say, "Oh, and this is the ugly one." Now, if I had sat down and internalized that, internalize what that means, if me did sit down and believe that the ugly one, that I would have been thinking to myself all along that I'm ugly and so on. But guess what? Thank God, my mother also recognized that I was bright. So she would also say, "She's the bright one." Ladies, I'm going to ask you to stop saying negative things to yourself right here and now.
I think it is very important because the Bible said that life and death is in the power of the tongue, and we should speak positive things over our life. I think it's time for young ladies to start acting like ladies and believe in themselves and have the strength and the courage to overcome each and every situation that they're going through, because we are more than conquerors.
Wow! Some real powerful words there from Kalicia, who, as we can hear, was certainly impacted by that session. Now, another major issue that was tackled was sexual relations. As young girls, you should certainly know where you stand on this issue.
17, now she just come out of school. She never listen when her mama set the rule.
Everybody knows that the little young girl, them have pure little boyfriend around the place. Wrong, alright? No, seriously. You have different levels of friendship and different levels of relationship. It's quite natural and quite normal to have the support of a friend who is from the opposite sex. Wrong, alright? But telling us, at this level, we're not supposed to be having sexual intercourse with boys. You're supposed to be dealing with the improvement of yourself and moving up academically. Wrong, alright?
We are the girls of Dunoon Park Technical High School. Diligence with persistence for excellence. Keep watching Zone Zone.
They're excited, aren't they? But what have they learned so far?
You must really listen to what others says about you. You must be yourself.
To believe in yourself, no matter what others people say things about you, you must not give up. Try pushing harder and don't let them degrade you.
This message to persevere was shared by reggae singer Ikea, who had the girls hooked on her melody and message.
The greatest love of all is? The greatest love of all is? Okay. And where are my strong, independent young ladies?
So from your mind conceive, then you shall achieve it. No make them stop you with them bad energy. Yeah. Them no love only, but them a free. Them no want for people. Just make me fly away. Fly.
From Ganu's Girls Day, keep believing, keep achieving, and keep being successful.
No one can hold me down. Just watch me win this crown.
Stand up and get in the race.
I can become the master of my destiny.
Step up your stride, make we work like a harder. Do it like Veronica, more than a supper.
We can rise above the challenges and shine.
Was with passion in your heart. Make a plan and stop all the idling. You think I saw we reach a the edging? I can, you can. Like our Olympians, every Jamaican can.
Remember the days when people from the east side could go out on the
Jamaica, this is Kevin Downswell. We original. We're blessed. We have something about us that the world craves. We don't need to compromise. We don't need to rob. We don't need to thief nobody. Everybody who watch this have something unique in them that God placed in you, that was used to bring you favor, was used to bring you wealth. Find it. It's inside of you. Whether you're on the street side, something special inside of you. Whether you're at the bar or drink rum and you try to drink away your troubles, listen to me. And I say go. If you find that thing is what is the very thing that will bring you wealth, the very thing that will bring your life to a level you never imagined. Everybody out there have a choice. And my challenge to you is choose to do the right thing. Choose to not bust that gun. Choose to not smoke that weed. Choose the right thing. Your decision will create a habit, and your habit will create a future. That means if your decision is wrong every day, your future will end up being popped down. But if you decide that you're not going to do that, and you're going to stand up for the right, watch it. Your future big. You're blessed. Jamaica, you're blessed. Youth, you're blessed. Girl, you're blessed. Love.
Remember the days when people from the east side could go out on the west side.
We all know that school is out and academic teaching has been mostly put on hold for the summer holidays. But there's no moratorium on teaching children and young people the importance of having good manners. Girls at the New Day Primary and Junior High School were recently reminded of this at their Girls' Day Celebrations 2015. Here are some clips.
So today we're going to be looking at empowering girls into women of purpose. And you can only become a woman of purpose if you're totally prepared, okay? Totally. You could come here and learn your math and your English and your physics and your so on, but if you're not rounded, if you're not totally prepared, you could miss some boats, yes? Okay, so want to look today at manners and etiquette, social graces. Huh? Manners, that's very important, right? It's important if you, for example, have all your subjects and you go to the workplace, you try to get an interview, and you go, first thing you walk into the manager's office, who's to interview you, and if you don't say hello or morning and so on, he probably will say, or she probably would say, no, you're not interviewing this person. So you would have lost the job even before the interview. So manners, that's very, very important. All of us I know we have a plan as to where we want to go, and every bit of thing is important in that plan. Here, what you do at school is important, what you learn, and how you carry yourself, okay? Sometimes we don't know that we're not being well-mannered, you know. Like I'm talking to us and I'm saying, what's your name? And she doesn't want to answer me. And she shrugs. That is bad manners. That's bad manners. It's offensive. You offend someone. You diss people like that. Show appreciation to your mother. Tell her thanks when she gives you her lunch money. Your father. When they drop you at school, when the bus driver drops you off, say thanks. It doesn't matter if they respond or not. You need to do that all the time to everybody who serves you. You have to always behave in a way that people get the best impression of you. And so the best thing is to try and use good manners every day in every situation.
What you put out is what you're receiving. So we have to tell you please and thanks.
It keeps our bodies working, our food nutritious, our living and working spaces clean, and our lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets, and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
We've come to the end of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to share your feedback and comments by emailing us at jamaicamagazine@gis.gov.jm. Please follow us on Twitter at JIS News or visit our website, jis.gov.jm. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Be empowered today and have yourselves a great weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.